Okay, tip number 5 that we're going to look at may sound quite obvious, but some people don't do it or have trouble with it, particularly at the beginning levels, is actually pulling the foot back afterwards. We've discussed how to get the foot out as fast as we can, you know, compressing, pushing forward, but sometimes people will kick. The kick going out is quite good, but then they just fall down, which there's two weaknesses there. First of all, if I kick, if I just fall down, if somebody's in front of me going to punch me, I'm just going to fall straight on his punch. I've got no control. The other thing, the kick is actually weaker. So a lot of kicks work better with a snapping impact, forward and back. To demonstrate what I mean, if I use the belt, if I just push it out, it'll maybe hurt a little bit, but not very much. It's quite weak, isn't it? But if I put it back, it's got a much sharper whip on the end. And it's the pullback that gives it that power. But without the pullback, and a lot of your techniques are going to work the same way. So when you're kicking, you want it there and back. If it's a roundhouse kick, there and back. It doesn't work quite so well there. You get a certain amount, but you lose a lot of power. So you've got to remember to pull the kick back. Now going back to one of the tips we were talking about earlier on, where we're stretching the muscles and compressing the muscles as we kick. When you stretch into the kick, you will stretch the muscles the opposite way. Where this one, I start off, this one is stretched, this one is compressed. When I actually kick and extend, it'll be the other way around. This one will be compressed, this one will be stretched. So they'll want to pull back as well. So the more you can extend into your kick, the more the muscles will want to pull the foot back afterwards. So again, full commitment, and it'll want to pull back. If you don't do the proper commitment, it won't want to pull back, you'll just want to fall forward. So make sure, forward and back, pull it back, and you can land a lot more gracefully. Your kick will have that much more snap into it, and your balance will be a lot better. And if the person's in front of you is waiting to hit you, you've got more control to avoid it, rather than just falling onto it. Right, tip number 6, we're going to look at using the shins. A lot of styles kick with the shins rather than the foot, and there is a different principle here. In the last one, we was talking about snapping back. Now that works when you're kicking with the extremity, when you're striking with the extremity of whatever you're striking with. In this case, the belt. If I'm striking with the extremity, I want to snap it back. However, if I'm going to strike halfway down the belt, it's not going to work. If I want to strike with this part, which is effectively what you're doing if you're kicking with the shin. So a different mechanism comes in. So whereas striking with your foot is like whipping a belt or, well, using a whip in general. When you're using your shin, it's a little bit more like swinging an iron bar. It's a different mechanism. So whereas with the snapping technique, you point your knee at your target because that's where you want the foot to go. When you're using the shin, you're actually going right through your target. So if my target is looking at you at the camera, then if I'm kicking with the shin, I will want to take the knee past it. And then when I kick, the shin goes all the way through. I don't need to worry about the snap back here because I'm not kicking with my foot. I'm not kicking with the extremity of my limb. I'm kicking part of the way up the limb. Now shin kicks, generally, they're better low down to the legs. They can be used high up. I know sometimes Thai boxers do, but generally shin kicks are very good going into the thighs or into the knee. Snap kicks are very good for going higher up, where you want to get your foot back down and balanced quickly. But again, you're not using the snap mechanism here with the shin because you're not kicking with the extremity of your limb. So you take it past the target, so it's pointing that way. If my target's there, my knee is pointing that way, I'm going right through it. And the principle is more like swinging an iron bar. and I don't have to worry about the retraction afterwards. The target that I just kicked will help me keep my balance.